My coverage of Computex 2016 is proudly sponsored by Fractal Design, MSI, and G-Skill. Phanteks. Guys, Phanteks actually has some very new and compelling and interesting new products. I'm going to start off with this one right here and make my way to the most interesting thing, but stay tuned for that. This is the Enthoo Primo DS. It's a dual system case. Right now they kind of threw together a system in here really quick. It's using some non-rigid tubing liquid cooling. They've got their new Phanteks Waterblock on their GTX 1080 in there. More on that in just a second. But this is a mini ITX and full-size ATX board case. Fits all those. And it also has RGB lighting now integrated as well. I'll leave the extra details to a future review. Guys, Luke's here now, just to point that out. So GPU and CPU blocks, something we haven't seen from Phanteks before. They're showing us these newly designed ones. They have a really nice finish on them. It's like sandblasted. It's a sandblasted finish, the sort of black that you can see right there. It's also made of copper, nickel-plated, I'm assuming. Yes, of course. G1/4 fittings, as you would also figure. I mean, that's pretty much industry standard for this type of thing. Interesting thing about the GPU block, though, comes with RGB LEDs integrated. And Phanteks is, of course, doing a lot of RGB LED work in their cases, so you can actually connect the RGB LEDs from the block to the case, make sure that your case and your block all match. And if we know anything about Luke, it's that he will not do a custom water-cooled build, especially with RGB LEDs, unless everything matches, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. One other thing about these blocks is they're using see this little green ring right there? That ring sucks. That's the old silicon ring. What they're using here is these white rings. These are made by Viton or something like. We can't figure out how to pronounce Vitone. Always have your Vitons. That's terrible. That was a terrible thing I just said. I'm sorry. They won't even tell us what these are made of. It's like some new space age material or something like that. But basically, it resists binding up and pinching as you're tightening down fittings, which, as we all know, if you've done water cooling, is sort of you don't want that to happen. You don't want any leaks while you're doing your leak testing. So, very nice. I'm interested to see when these are available. When are these available? June. So you're going to be able to get these very soon, especially if you got a GTX 1080. You want to water cool it, right? Luke, are you going to water cool your GTX 1080?
Nope.
Okay. And finally, we have the Enthoo Elite. This case that's right here behind me, which is obviously massive. I think if I kind of curled up into a ball, I could probably climb inside of it. But this is, despite its size, this is a single system case. Right now, it's outfitted with a PETG custom water cooling using a lot of the new Phanteks fittings as well as the blocks on the CPU as well as the GPUs. So you can see here the RGB LED lighting shining through, and if you adjust that with the adjuster thing on the front of the case, they all change together, which is freaking awesome. The other nice thing is that you can actually route the connector down and plug it directly into a motherboard that has an RGB LED header, and that will allow you to use the motherboard. So if you have like one of the Asus or MSI, or we're hearing Gigabyte's going to have motherboards available with that functionality as well, get all that control and change all the RGB LEDs in your system all at the same time. It also has some features that you might expect, like you got some really clean removable plates at the top. It's actually popping off, but there's a button you push inside there. It's got this entire tempered glass panel. It's even got a little accent right here with a bit of ventilation on it. As far as radiator support, it will accept any radiator that has ever been designed, as far as I can tell. That's not really true. It will accept pretty much any radiator that you might assume has ever gone into a water-cooled system, though. Whether you're talking about dual fan, triple fan, quad fan radiators, 240 or 120 or 140 or any variation thereof. You can even do radiators on the bottom, on the upper part as well as on the lower part. And there's just tons of available area down there for additional cooling. And they also come with special pieces like this that you can pop in. So a bracket for the back right there where you can mount SSDs, or you can actually adjust this so you can do additional radiators, not just on the top, front, and bottom, but also on the back side right there where those SSDs are right now. And there's even more features, I'm sure, but this video is getting a little bit too long as it is. Watch Kyle's video on this as well, because he probably is going to do this right after me. He's actually working the camera. He's doing a good job. Thanks, Kyle. Now, Kyle, your hand's in the way. Anyway, guys, I'd like to say a quick thank you once again to my sponsors, MSI, Fractal, as well as G-Skill. Stay tuned for more coverage from Computex 2016 very soon.